I just got an Etsy order for 6 Halloween themed frosted glasses. A bride is going to be using these in her bridesmaids boxes, which I think is super cute. And I figured what better way than to bring you along so I can show you how to sublimate your own frosted glass. I'll be showing you tips and tricks on how to get a nice vibrant color and how to avoid common mistakes like ghosting, burn marks, and tape marks. First, let's go over everything I will be using in today's video. You will need a sublimation blank. Make sure that these are made for sublimation. Some are not made for sublimation. Sublimation blanks have a polyester coating that the sublimation ink actually infuses into and creates a permanent reaction. If you get the wrong cups, then your ink is not going to transfer, or it may look dull, or it's going to fade over time. You just want to make sure that your blanks are made for sublimation, and I will link all of these items in the description below for you guys. I will also be using some alcohol and a microfiber cloth to clean the surface of my blanks before we adhere our design onto it. I will also be using a cup cradle. It's not necessary, but it's handy to have so you can put your cup on it and you don't mess up the coating that's on your cup. We will also need heat transfer tape. You can also grab some sort of tape measure or ruler so you can measure the size that you want your design to be. You will also need sublimation paper, and I will be using the HTVRont sublimation paper today. I've already printed my sublimation transfers, so I won't be showing you how to print those in this video. I have a few videos showing you how to do that, so check those out as well on my channel. But we're just gonna jump right in with our transfers already printed. Okay, let's start by turning on our heat press. And I'm going to set mine to be Fahrenheit, and I'm going to do 370 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm going to do 240 seconds. I'm only doing a one-sided design. However, if you're doing a full wrap cup, I do recommend doing 120 seconds, rotating it, and then doing the remaining 120 seconds. Let's go ahead and clean one of our glasses and prepare it to go in our heat press. So I'm just going to use alcohol and a microfiber cloth to clean the surface of my glass. And you do want to make sure that this is going to dry fully before putting your design. So I'm going to set it to the side and let it dry. I didn't mention it at the beginning, but one of the most important things you will need, heat gloves. Don't handle the glass while it's hot. So my glass is now dry, so I'm going to scoot the machine over. Careful not to touch the heating element. And then I'm going to use my cup cradle while I place my design, since it's just a one-sided design. Okay, then I'm going to take my heat tape and I'm going to grab my tape measure as well. So I want to get an even distance from the top and bottom of my design. So just kind of peep check, make sure there's no debris on your design because it will show on frosted. Frosted shows debris very badly. So just make sure it's nice and clean. See if I need to trim my paper or not. I like to have excess paper to kind of protect my frosted coating. I want to make sure it is straight with my words, and I'm just gonna check that the distance of my design is roughly the same for the top and bottom. About 1/2 inch and a little bit more. So I'm gonna shimmy it just a smidge down, and I'm being extra. You can just center it, do whatever you want. I'm just very OCD. Good. That's pretty close. So lastly, I'm just going to double check that my wording is straight. So I'm first going to start with a piece of tape. Okay, put my first piece of tape here, and you want to make sure that your design is nice and tight on your cup. If it's loose, it can lead to what's called ghosting, or it can cause fading marks on some parts as well. I'm going to start with, and a trick I also like to do, I just removed all of my tape. I'm going to start with my first piece of tape, and I'm going to try to put as little tape on the actual frosted as possible. These frosted glasses, when you press them, they like to get tape marks on them from your heat transfer tape. So I just try to limit that. And then to get a tight feel, I usually just roll my design against my cup. And that's why I like the cup cradle. So it holds it nicely for you. And then ensure you get a nice tight design against your cup. We're going to do one first, and then we'll do the rest, just to make sure we've checked all our boxes. And then I like to tape the top and bottom as well. The paper is a little tall for the actual glass, but I don't have any ink up there, so it shouldn't cause any ghosting. Just kind of pressing my paper against the glass just to get rid of any air. Kind of pressing it upward. Okay, and then I'm just gonna do the same thing for my bottom. And you can also trim your paper if you would like. I'm gonna leave the paper so it protects my coating. Even though my paper's kind of wrinkled on the bottom, I just make sure that anywhere there is actual sublimation ink, there are no sort of foldings or indentions, that all of that is flat against my cup. And I kind of just feel just to make sure there are no air bubbles or air gaps in my cup as well between the transfer and the actual blank. Feels good to me. And then I'm gonna use a piece of copy paper. I do trim it down a little bit. I kind of shuffle that a little bit. And then I'm going to put a piece of tape. So I use copy paper to prevent any yellow markings from ending up on my frosted glass or any burn marks or discoloration that sometimes happens with the sublimation process and heat pressing. And that discoloration and burning can happen a lot with black designs like this one in the wording and such. So I just want to make sure that we're preventing that as much as possible. We can go ahead and start pressing our glass. Got my heat glove. It's gonna be hot, so just be careful. I'll go ahead and put both of them on. So 370 degrees Fahrenheit for 240 seconds. And I'm going to look through my copy paper and find where my design is, since it's only one-sided. And I am strategic with how I put it in the press so it gets the most pressure as possible here. And that's why I tell you to flip it if you have a design that's full wrap, which if you're interested in seeing a separate video for that, just let me know in the comments. But you would just split the time in half and be sure to rotate it in the press to ensure that it has nice even pressure. But for this one, I'm just gonna put it in there and leave it. But I like to put my design up against one of the walls of my heat press. Hopefully that makes sense. Where there's no design, I'm gonna have my press closed there. Press the green button. And now we wait. Okay, once that finishes, don't worry, the top and bottom being brown is normal. Your paper just burned a little bit. Better the paper than your cup. I remove my copy paper completely, and this is a trick that I have to teach you guys. What I do is I'm going to remove most of this tape. That is because the longer that it sits, the harder that tape is going to be to come off. So I'm going to remove as much as possible without removing my entire transfer. I want my transfer to cool completely on the glass before I remove it. So let's just go ahead and remove some of the tape very carefully. And I can kind of pick which ones, because like for example, the ones at the top are already kind of coming off. So I'm going to gently remove them. You don't want to take your paper off of your cup. So I remove the tape from the top and there are no tape marks. And then I'm going to remove the tape on the bottom. Careful, it's very, very hot. Okay. Remove the tape on the bottom. And then I'm gonna leave the rest of it just so it stays adhered to the cup. So we're gonna let this cool completely, which can take about 5 to 10 minutes. And then we'll go ahead and remove it. But this is how I found to make very vibrant colors, is allow this to cool completely so your sublimation ink seeps into your frosted glass as much as possible. And I'll show you a little sneak peek. That's how it looks before we take our paper off from the inside. Careful, it's very hot. I'm gonna turn my press off for now. And then once that finishes and we peel it and we checked all our boxes, then we'll move on to the next 5. And I went ahead and cleaned all of those so we could just throw on our sublimation transfer. Now that our glass is completely cool, I'm going to peel the rest of my tape and the transfer. You can use a weeding tool. Just be very, very careful not to scratch the frost on these cups. It's very, very delicate with sharp things, so just be careful. Sorry guys, my AC was on. Hopefully you couldn't hear that. And let's reveal. perfect vibrant. Not gonna lie, guys, it's been a minute since I've done frosted, so I was a little nervous, but if you get any paper residue or tape residue, you can always take that alcohol we were using with the microfiber cloth. Make sure you use microfiber. If you use a regular rag or something like that, or even a paper towel, it will scratch your cup. You can use alcohol. If that doesn't work, then you can use Goo Gone. So let's go ahead and wrap the rest of them and start pressing. I'm going to go ahead and turn this back on. I do have 2 wrapped, so I like to do them all together, especially if you have a batch to do, because I'm going to wait for them to cool anyway, so I can continue on to the next ones as I'm waiting. As I mentioned, I'm going to use copy paper, so I just trim this down a little. And then I'm going to wrap my cup. And this one got taped prettier than the other one. I just make sure that I completely tape around my design just to make sure there's nice pressure so there's no air gaps between the transfer and your cup. Okay. Wait for that to heat up. I also love this heat press because it doesn't take very long to heat up. This one is not taped the prettiest, but as long as your sublimation design is flat against your cup and there's no wrinkles or creases in the actual ink itself, it's gonna be okay. Gonna press just fine. I wrap my copy paper, and the seam of the copy paper, I act as my seam of my design. So I know where my design needs to press and where it doesn't need to press. And that helps with the orientation in the heat press. And since I'm doing a batch of these, I've been measuring the top just to make sure that all of my cups are gonna be the same for this order. Our press is ready, so I'm gonna start loading my other cups into the press. As I mentioned, I like to put my design up against one of the walls of the press since it's just one-sided. While that's going, let's finish the rest of our design. And I always push my design upward just to get all the air out. Just make sure your transfer is flat and there are no creases in your actual design. For example, the little feet of my cat are flat and her boots are nice and flat. And then I just make sure, I usually rub the tape down and just kind of feel and make sure there's no air gaps between your transfer and your cup. And we'll add our copy paper and it'll be ready to put in the press. I'm gonna finish up the last 2 and I'll show you as we pull them out of the press. We're gonna pull this one out of there. Take the copy paper off immediately, and I'm gonna remove my tape from the top and bottom, but you do not want to remove your transfer just yet. Leave it until it cools completely to get the best vibrant colors. Let's go ahead and load another one in there so we don't waste any time while that one's kind of cooling down, and we'll take the tape off. Careful, it's very hot. Careful not to scratch your cup as well. I usually just get a little corner until I can peel all of it off away from my cup. That little piece is fine because it's not actually touching my cup. I'm just preventing any tape marks as much as possible. Now we're gonna set this one to the side and let it cool completely. Okay, I'm trying to tape this because I've already measured it, but I'm also gonna try to get this one out of the oven at the same time without moving my transfer. Okay, I'm gonna take this one out, remove my copy paper. Ooh. Okay, this one was a little more burned than per usual. You know, the universe said you can't do 2 things at once. But hey, we got it. Okay, I'm gonna remove the tape from the top and bottom. I'm gonna clean all those little debris off. Never leave your heat press unattended. Paper could always catch on fire. Okay, another one. Go ahead and remove the tape from the top and bottom of this one. I'm going to set this to the side and let it cool. Immediately remove our copy paper. And I'm going to remove my top and bottom tape, but let me throw this one in there first. This one just wants to make a mess. Let's take the top and bottom tape off. It's hot. I'm going to set it to the side to cool. Now that all of our glasses have cooled, and remove that. Yay! I didn't get much paper marks. It's actually coming off pretty easily. But I'll wipe them down a little bit with some alcohol before I ship them out, and they'll be perfect. There's number 2. Corner of my paper. I've even let these set overnight before and then unwrapped them the next day, and they were just as perfect. Got a little paper down there that I'll have to get rid of. Number 3. Number 4. Five, and last one. So cute. I love how these turned out. Such a fun Halloween twist for bridesmaid proposal boxes. Frosted glass gives such a soft, high-end look that works year-round, not just for Halloween. Thank you all so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please be sure to like it and subscribe for future sublimation, laser, and small business tutorials. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I can't wait to see you next time. Until then, happy crafting.